What's the story, Morning Glory? What is the word, Hummingbird? Thank you so much for clicking on my channel and joining me for this review of 90 Day Fiance Happily Ever After, Season 7, Episode 4. Let's talk about Usman and Kim. So, Usman and Kim, they're sitting outside at some cafe at night and they're still going back and forth about this whole second wife thing. Even though Kim says repeatedly, I don't have a problem with you having a second wife, she also says, I just don't want to ever see her face, which to me is like, then you have a major problem with him having a second wife. Because the whole thing about, the whole plural marriage thing and second and third wives and all of that is that y'all are supposed to live together like a happy little family, not one wife avoiding to have any type of distance or contact with everybody else. So we know that Kim is struggling with that she would rather not have it like that. So she's trying to kind of keep it the way she wants while still giving him what he wants. As long as she doesn't have to see the second wife, out of sight, out of mind, she can pretend that the second wife doesn't exist. Now, I think that this was a much to do about nothing because he doesn't even have a first wife. And y'all are like going at each other's throats about the second wife. And the two of y'all are not even married to one another. So he invites his friend over, or his friend comes over, KB, I guess, to answer any questions that Kim might have about this whole second wife thing. Because KB himself has two wives and 9 children. So as they're talking to KB is explaining that in Nigeria, when a man has more than one wife, he has to treat all of his wives equally. Even if he loves one more than the other, he always has to outwardly show that all of the wives are treated equally. And that's where Kim got really even more upset. She was like, well, that's not what Usman told me. Usman told me that I will always be, the favored wife. I will be like on a higher pedestal than everybody else. I don't want to be treated at the same as everybody else. And so Usman, he's kind of like questioning her, like, he starts gaslighting her, like, what are you talking about? And, making her feel like that conversation never happened. So she gets even more upset about it. And he's not trying to, appease the situation in any way. And she throws the drink at him. She knocks over the drink again. I'm like, okay, Usman, how many more times is this woman going to have to throw a drink at you before you kind of do things differently? So she throws a drink at him, and I don't know what kind of drink it was, but it was white and it was milky and it was thick, and he was like absolutely coated in this beverage. He looked like a piece of fish dipped in batter. He was just coated in it. And so she walks away and she leaves. She's upset, and he tells his friend KB that I don't know why she's acting like this, because she's always been on board with me having a second wife until now, and I don't know. Usman, seriously, okay, you're a pathological liar, because you know damn well that the way you presented it to Kim is not how you're presenting it to her now. You had always told her, or let her believe, that she was going to be the number one wife no matter what, that she was going to be the favored one. You were going to treat her better than everybody else. And I don't know if they talked about money, like all the money would be going to her. I don't know. So now you're telling her something different. Yeah, she's got the right to be upset, because she doesn't know this culture. She doesn't understand this culture. So she has every right to be upset, because you're like flipping the script on her. Excuse me. So after that, she walks away. She's upset. And the next time that we see them, I think they're in their hotel room, and they're having a conversation in the hotel room. And Kim talks about how she regrets coming there. Usman says that, she's just really jealous of the second wife. Once again, how can she be jealous of something that doesn't even exist? Maybe she feels insecure in her relationship with Usman, because she knows that he's going to be on the hunt of another, younger, prettier wife. That's kind of making her feel extremely insecure. But y'all are like going at it with each other over something that doesn't even exist, and where she's not even a first wife. And who knows if she'll ever be a wife. But anyways, I know this is a discussion that they need to have if they want to continue with their relationship. So anyways, Then she says to him, I'm always the one bending over backwards for your culture, making sure that you always have it your way. And then he stops her and he says, well, I've done the same for you as well. He says, you and I were intimate before we were even married. That goes against my culture. And I only did that because that's what you wanted to do. And so, we have to remember that last season, she put a lot of pressure on him to be intimate, a lot of pressure on him until he just finally broke and gave in. So, and of course, typical Usman or whatever, or typical man, I don't know. He's going to take that, something that he ended up doing yes, he was pressured, but yes, he did do it voluntarily with her. He's going to take that and now throw it back in her face like, well, look what you made me do for you, and that's against my culture. Even like he had absolutely no pleasure in that at all. It was just, a sacrifice for him to do that. So she gets upset. She says that she's leaving. She regrets ever coming to Nigeria, and she walks away, or she walks out of the room. And he does what he normally does when she does this: is he goes and he follows her, just like last season when she got upset about them not being intimate. She got up and she left, and then he followed her down the stairs. And I'm kind of like over this like repeating of scenes that are very identical to previous scenes. I'm a little bit over that. I don't know if it's staged by the show, or I don't know if that's just how these people fight, but y'all need to please do something different, because we don't want to see the same things acted out, different scenarios, but it's like we're going through the knocking over of the drink. We saw that last season. Her running out of the room and him chasing her. We saw that last season. I'm a little bit over that. Like, can y'all argue in a different way or just break up? I don't know. And so and I also wonder, when he went chasing after her, I also wondered if the reason why he doesn't want to let her go is because, is she financially supporting him? Because she doesn't look like she has a lot herself. So is she financially supporting this man? And that's why, he puts up with the disrespect, or what he calls disrespect, the throwing of the drinks in his face, the arguments. Is that why he puts up with all of this? Because she's giving him money? I don't know. Moving on to Bilal and Shaida. So they want to go to... Okay, they're moving forward, right? After she apologized to him about about how she talked to his ex-wife, which I felt like she didn't have to apologize for that, but that's neither here nor there. So after she had apologized about whatever she did with the ex-wife, however she talked to the ex-wife, they are starting over, her and Bilal. They're starting on a brand new, clean slate. So they decide to go shopping for the house, because she wants to put a little touch of Shaida in the home, something to represent herself. And his house is very white, creams and whites, and very clean, very clinical. And so I guess she wants to give it like a touch of home, a touch of comfort, to make it seem like people live there instead of it looking like, a model home all the time. So they're going to go shopping. And of course, the first thing that she touches was too much. It's too much. Can't afford it. Just like Patrick and Thais, when he took her shopping for the home because she wanted to make the home kind of represent her, he got upset. The first thing she did, can't afford it. I was like, why do y'all even bother? Why don't y'all just go to Walmart? Just go to Walmart or Target, Anyways, so whatever. And then he has to give her a lesson on economics, and he pulls out his damn phone and he calculates, whatever it was whatever item it was, he types in how much it is, and he converts it to Trinidadian money. And he's like, you see, this is how much this will cost in Trinidad, just to give her an idea, perspective of how expensive these things are, because he seems to think that she has no clue on, the cost of things. And I don't know. I don't think she's that dumb. I think she understands that if a pillow is over $200, I think she understands that's a little bit on the pricey end. So Shaida then wanders off to the baby section of the store. And I'm like, where the hell are they? We're like, there's a furniture shop, and then connected to it is a baby store. I don't know. So they wander off. She wanders off to the baby section, and he follows her there. And so then they start talking about babies, and she lets it be known to him that she wants to have a baby now. And he tells her now is not the right time. He tells her, if we have a baby right now, it's going to change everything in our relationship. And So then she suggests going to a fertility specialist. And because, I don't know exactly what's going. You see, this is the thing. There's a lot of important information that I think is missing here. So are they, I'm assuming they must be on, what is going on? Because are they on birth control, to prevent having a baby now? And that's why she's not pregnant yet? Or are they trying, but she's still not pregnant? And that's why she wants to go to see a fertility specialist? Because I don't see Bilal not taking precautions, because he's pretty adamant about not having children now. So I'm not understanding. If he's not taking precautions and he knows that she could get pregnant, then why is he making such a big fuss about her wanting to have a baby now? And if he is taking precautions, if they are taking precautions, then why does she want to go see a fertility specialist if they don't even know whether or not they have fertility issues? But she says she wants to see the fertility specialist to see how much more time she has, I guess, for them to run some tests on her to see her hormone levels, egg quality, just to get a realistic idea of, the possibility of her getting pregnant and how much time she actually really has. So then Bilal goes to meet with his mom, and he tells his mom that, look, Shaida really wants to have a baby right now. And the mom says, her biological clock is ticking. She's got baby fever, whatever. But I thought y'all had it in your agreement of exactly when y'all were going to have a kid. You see, that's another thing that I feel like was left out. I want to know, in that prenuptial agreement, when it came to children, was there a specific, I know she wants to have a baby by the time she's 40, but was it like, and if that's the understanding, so I guess that keeps the door wide open, as in, we can, at any point before I turn 40, I want to have a child. So why not now? And why wasn't that specified? It should have been specified in the prenuptial agreement that, okay, we'll have a child by the time Shaida's 40, but we won't start until a specific date, or until Shaida turns 38. Like, when y'all, it's just so much. If it was more clear in their prenuptial agreement, I don't think they'd be having this conflict. Because if there's a disagreement, you need to refer back to your contract and see what your contract says. But it seems like there's no understanding on when they can actually start. It was just, by the time she's 40, she wants to have a baby. So she can start, a year before she turns 40, which means that on her 39th birthday, they can start trying. But these two people, Bilal and Shaida, they're too intelligent to not understand that you really have no control over your fertility, because you can pick whatever timeline you want. Only nature or God or the universe is going to dictate of exactly when you're going to have a baby. You can have fertility issues. There could be a delay. It could take several months. It could take several years. You really have no control with your fertility. It's just, you do what you got to do, and you hope and pray that you're going to get pregnant, but you don't know. I don't understand why they don't know this. And so is there a clause, like if she isn't pregnant by a certain time, or if it's going to take them longer than 6 months to become pregnant, can we extend the time? Do we start going to see a fertility specialist? There's a lot of ifs, ands, or buts. If this, then that. But this, then that. There's a lot. And I don't think that prenuptial agreement really took into consideration the realities of having a baby and fertility and all of that. But whatever. So the mom says to her son, she says, well, I wonder if, maybe Shaida thinks that you're just stringing her along about this whole baby thing. And I was like, Bilal, you should understand that y'all really don't have time, because Bilal seems to think that they have all the time in the world to have this baby. But he's got to know and understand that Shaida's of a certain age where it may not be that easy for her to get pregnant. I'm just not understanding, and I think the problem is Bilal never really wanted to have a baby. He doesn't want to have a child with her. He just agreed to that nonsense so that she can sign this prenuptial agreement. He has no intentions of having a kid with Shaida. No intentions at all. None. He's done having kids. So Bilal says in his confessional that having a child so early in the marriage can cripple your marriage. So why did you put that in the clause? Why did you put that in your prenuptial agreement that she would have a baby by 40, and she's already, isn't she like 37 years old? Why would you even put that in your prenuptial agreement then? Because like I said, whatever. I have no idea. These people are just insane. I don't know what the hell they're talking about because y'all don't have that much time. She's already what I think in the medical community, they already consider advanced maternal age. She's never been pregnant before. I don't know if she's ever tried before, but that might work against her. Y'all don't, anyways, y'all don't know whether or not she can get pregnant, how long it's going to take for her to get pregnant. And if she's supposed to have a baby within the next 2.5 years, why wouldn't y'all start now? Oh, child. Anyways, let me move on. I gotta, ooh, Lord, these people here. Let's move on to Andre and Libby. Okay, first of all, let's talk about Libby and her singing. Child, let's talk about that. When we first see Andre and Libby, she is at her voice coach and she's taking some voice lessons. And she wants, so she says that she's never been comfortable singing in front of people. And the voice coach tells her that we need to build up your confidence so that you can sing at the drop of a dime. So that made me think at the housewarming party when that woman asked her to sing and she didn't want to, it's because she knew that she couldn't sing. So she says that her family never really supported her singing and they ridiculed her for her singing, and her singing was a joke to them. So girl, can you sing or not? Because could you sing really, really good, but your parents or your family thought that it was unrealistic for you to be a singer and that's why they didn't support it? Or were you just that bad where they were like, there's no chance in hell you can ever make a career out of singing? Like, why wouldn't her family support her singing if she could sing? Because she says that she can sing. So she tells the vocal coach that she wants to do nursery rhymes and she wants to put them online. And the vocal coach kind of like lays it out to her, like realistically what all of this entails. You know, it's not that easy. It's hard to get into the industry. So on and so forth. Even if you want to just put it online, you still have to record in a studio. And if Libby's going to be singing anything, look, y'all, I can't, this is not even worth talking about because I don't even think that this is even realistic. Okay, whatever. If she's going to be singing anything, I guess she can go ahead and do nursery rhymes. Fine, whatever. But so what do you want to do, Libby? You just want to put them online, like on a streaming service? I'm hoping as well, because she says she just wants to do it on social media. Well, you're going to put it on a streaming service that you can actually get paid from this? Anyway, so she sings Mary Had a Little Lamb, and the vocal coach was like, yeah, she's a little bit rusty. Yeah, like an old nail. And then she sings Itsy Bitsy Spider, and she sounded a lot better with that. And I'm just like, what is the plan, Libby? I mean, so, okay, let's move on. So then Andre's grandfather arrives, and they're all happy to see him, and he's going to be there for a few months, y'all, a few months. But he's so easygoing, you know, he stays in his lane. He doesn't want to cause any problems, you know, so that's fine. So they go out for ice cream, and this is the second one where they're doing a scene at night. And they're going out for ice cream, and Andre tells his dad about Charlie's drinking, and also tells his dad that his mother-in-law, Libby's mom, compares his drinking to Charlie's drinking, and he's really upset about that. And, you know, the father tries to encourage, you know, for everybody to get along, work together. You know, the father just wants peace. So then Andre says he's going to be meeting up with Libby's mom to make her open her eyes about Charlie's problem. Why is that your job to do that? If the people, like if her own children and her ex-husband don't want her to open up her eyes to Charlie's problem, then why do you feel like it's your responsibility to do that, Andre? But I think he really wants to confront her because he doesn't like the fact that she compared him to Charlie when it came to their drinking. So it comes time for him to meet up with Pam, which is his mother-in-law. And I mean, the whole conversation went left. And Libby actually encouraged this meeting, which is bizarre because she knows how temperamental her husband is. And so she actually threw her mom out there, you know, in the lion's lair, knowing that her husband has a very short fuse and there's nothing that the mother's going to say that Andre's going to like. Like, why do you subject your mom to that, Libby? Like, why would you should have been there, or you should have just been like, no, I don't think it's a good idea. We just won't go to the damn birthday party, or I'll go and you stay, or something. But him meeting up with the mom, it was horrible. So They argued. It doesn't even matter what they said. They argued. Pam and Andre. Pam talks about how she really wants all of her children there. He says, I'm not going to be around Charlie because he's problematic with his drinking. Then the mother says, but you drink as well. And, Andre didn't like that. And then Andre says, well, I'm just going to isolate my family from the rest of y'all. It's just dumb. This whole meeting was just stupid and pointless because it accomplished nothing. I don't even know why the mother-in-law would even want to meet with Andre because he's crazy, if it's not his way, he doesn't want to talk to you. It was just dumb. Anyways, moving on to Sumit and Jenny. I feel like this review's all over the place because it's so late and I'm so tired. Moving on to Sumit and Jenny. They're going to go celebrate their honeymoon. So they go to, I don't know where they're going, but they're going to a whole nother city to celebrate their honeymoon. And, oh, by the way, they had to move back to their old house because of immigration purposes. So why did you ever move in the first place? Why wouldn't you just stay put if you knew that immigration could pop up at any moment to make sure that y'all are actually living together as a married couple? Why would y'all move there in the first place? So that's all that moving for what? Anyways, so they're back in their old house, and Sumit says that he's trying really hard to be happy because he's going through a lot of pain right now, being estranged from his parents. He misses his mommy and daddy. They arrive at their destination. They're staying at this really beautiful resort. The hotel concierge, he says that he noticed the difference in age between Sumit and Jenny, and he said if it was him with a woman that old, his family would have a big problem with it as well. So they go into the room that they're going to be staying in, and they have fun. They take pictures on the bed because the bed was really pretty. It was made out really, really pretty. And they have a conversation about Sumit going back to work. And he says that he wants to go back to what he was doing before, which I thought was a call center. But he says it was the food business. Okay, so he used to work, he was in the food business before. So him and his friend want to go back to whatever the hell that means, whatever the hell that is. I don't know. Is that a restaurant? Is that a food truck? What is that? What is that? Are you going to be making street food? Like, what does that mean? But he wants to go back into the food business, and he tells Jane, I'm going to be working 6 days a week. And Jenny's like, oh, no, you're not. No, you're not. The hell you are, because I am now retired and I'm at that point in my life where I want to relax and chill and I want to spend time with my husband. Well, Jenny, you should have married a retiree like you. He's only 33 years old. And you're going to get on his case because he wants to work and he wants to work hard? Like, girl, come on. He is 33 years old. He has a lot of energy. He's at the prime of his life. He wants to go to work and make a whole bunch of money. What do you want him to do? Work 2 days a week and then just, lollygag around with you for the rest of the week? Come on, Jenny. So they argue about that. And then she's like, you know what? This is like taking the romance out of my honeymoon, talking about this. And this isn't the time or place for us to have this discussion. So the mood has been completely ruined. Just like when Bilal took Shaida on the Ferris wheel thing. And then he brought up the prenuptial agreement. He took her on this romantic little getaway and they get on the Ferris wheel to have a romantic moment, and then he brings out the damn contract and talks about the prenuptial agreement. The men on this show are hilarious. Excuse me. Moving on to Angela. So Angela FaceTimes Michael and she tells him happy birthday. And then Michael asks her about the money that she was supposed to send him. And so she tells him, well, why do you think I didn't send it? Well, she didn't send it because of his social media. And he says he's not going to take his social media down until she pays him $5,000, which she's not going to do. Now, somebody in my comment had said something about this is the money that's owed to Michael because he doesn't get paid directly from the show. Only Angela gets paid. And so she's supposed to give him some of the money and okay, if that was their agreement, that's fine, but I don't think she has to. If the men or if the other party doesn't get paid from I don't know how it works, but that's what someone had said in my comment that, maybe this is money that she was supposed to give him from the show, or maybe it was money that was paid to Michael but was sent to Jenny because it couldn't send it to Nigeria. I have no idea, but whatever the hell, she refuses to give him the money. So then she gets upset with him because I think they're arguing about his social media. She hangs up the phone. He calls her right back and he says, look, I'm calling you back because I want to talk about my damn visa. She wasn't trying to hear that either, so she hung up on him again. Anyway, Angela, why are you with him? Why are you with this man? Y'all are constantly arguing. Y'all have been arguing for the whole entire time that y'all been together. Um, you're not in Nigeria with him to even say, well, you're with them because he satisfies your physical needs. He's not even doing that. Why are you with him? He doesn't give you money. You're taking care of him. He does the things that you can't stand. Like he, started up his social media again. He's even blocked you. I'll be damned if the person that I'm with, who I'm trying to help come into this country, is blocking me on his social media. I'd be damned. But hey, it's cool with her. He's blocked you on social media. He doesn't compliment you enough after your weight loss, which I think that's kind of crazy that he doesn't even compliment her about that, because even if she doesn't look the way he wants her to look, her health is important. And he should be happy that she did this for her health at least. But she says she gets no compliment from him, no attention from him. He doesn't ask for pictures, or I don't know if she's referring to naughty pictures or what. But it's like she gets nothing from him. And so I guess, that's why she got on TikTok and found this guy that she likes to duet with. So she's having dinner or lunch or whatever with her daughter. And she's telling her daughter about her issues with Michael. And the daughter is like, just leave him. Just leave the damn man. Why are you putting yourself through this? Just leave him. So they talk about that, and then she tells her daughter, he's blocked me, he doesn't compliment me, all the issues that she has, she tells her daughter. And the daughter's like, well, did you ever wonder why he's doing this to you? Maybe because he sees you duetting this guy on TikTok. And so Angela's like, oh, but I'm only duetting him for kidney disease awareness. What? Yeah, right, Angela. So she says she's going to go to Nigeria, and she wants to see exactly, like, if the spark is still there between her and Michael, if the romance is still there, if the feelings are still the same. And her daughter thinks that the idea is stupid. You're going to go all the way to Nigeria just to see whether or not you have a spark, which to me, it's also, if the lawyer told you that he can be approved for his visa at any time, then why don't you just wait? Because if she goes to Nigeria, what if he gets approved before she even lands in Nigeria, or while she's in Nigeria? What if he gets approved? Can she pull the visa after it's approved? I don't understand what's going on. Because if you know that if you're not going to pull it now, if you're not going to pull the application now, then what are you doing going to Nigeria? Just wait for him to come to America, and then y'all can figure out what's what. Because, or does he have to come to, or is she the only one that can bring him to him? I don't understand what's going on. Because if she goes to Nigeria and he gets approved while she's in Nigeria, then what? She can leave him there and come back home if things don't work out between them. She can, like, literally just leave him there and her come back home, and then he's just stuck in Nigeria. Or can he still travel to America without her having to do anything? Does he need Angela to do anything for him to come to Nigeria, other than maybe pay for the ticket, which he can eventually pay for his own ticket? I think she should just stay put. But I understand that she doesn't want to risk the chance of him coming, and then they don't get along, and then she can't send him back. So I don't understand. I don't know what she's trying to do. I have no idea what's going on there either. I'm like hella confused. So she wants to go to Nigeria, I guess, to hope and pray that he doesn't get approved while she's in Nigeria, so that if they don't get along, she'll still have an opportunity to pull the visa. Maybe that's what it's all about. Oh my goodness. Moving on finally to Ed and Liz. This was ridiculous to me. It's still nighttime. They're still outside at night. He's done with his photo shoot. And Alex, Liz's friend that he was taking pictures of, Ed tells her that, yeah, Liz is mad at me because, she said that your picture had no neck, and I'm the professional, and how dare she say that to me, or whatever the hell. And then Alex looked at the picture and she was like, well, yeah, you can't see my neck, so she wasn't exactly wrong. And so then Ed feels bad that he said what he said to Liz, and he feels like he has to apologize to her. So he takes his little self over to wherever the hell she was sitting, and he apologizes to her, but it's one of those, I'm sorry, but. And he continues to lecture her, and how, you don't talk to me like that in front of a client. I'm the professional, you're the student, whatever, whatever. Anyway, so they kind of argue back and forth, but eventually they both apologize to one another. Liz does say that Ed talks to her like he's her father. And I did definitely see that he has this way of talking to her like he's lecturing her, like it's a parent-child relationship. And he says that there are times when, even though dating a much younger woman, he says helps keep him young, there are times when he says the age difference is glaring. You know, the age difference between them is pretty glaring. And so then they get ready to leave, and the suitcase that all the equipment came in, he's like, "You're gonna carry that?" And she was like, I don't know what she said. I don't know if she said no or if she said, "I'm coming back." He was like, "I'm not carrying that." But Ed, you carried it to wherever you were at. What's happening? He said his back was hurting. You know, because he had issues with his back. Okay, I don't know. Maybe he does, but I didn't understand. Maybe he does have issues with his back. He probably does have issues with his back. Um, but he just said it so rudely. You know, it was just so rude the way he said it to her. So that made me wonder, like, is he just being a jerk, or does he really have, and if he has back issues, why didn't she just pick it up and carry it herself to begin with? Anyways, that's where that ended. Oh my goodness, y'all. This was, everything is so problematic. Anyways, thank you so much for joining me on this review for 90 Day Fiance Happily Ever After. On your way out, please don't forget to rate the video. If you like this content, please subscribe, and I will definitely talk to you later. Bye.